The thing with highly sensitive people is that their nervous system is also very sensitive, and sometimes it seems like it's overreacting. Emotions can seem to stir much longer, much more intensely for a highly sensitive person. That's why in this video we want to address it and give you one practical tip that you can use to regulate your nervous system, especially as a highly sensitive person.
When you are a highly sensitive person, the emotions can be sometimes extremely out of control. Your body does one thing. Your body puts you to the lower volume, which means that you stop digesting and your food is not broken down properly. You can have bloating, you can have some other issues in your body.
It's like reducing your energy.
Yeah, reduces your energy so you don't react this crazy.
It very much makes sense that the body wants to just put you a bit lower.
Just shut you down a little bit, you know.
And people around you also say, hey, don't be too sensitive, you're overreacting.
And if you are healing and your body receives more energy, then you are more likely to get very intense emotions. So be ready for that. I have to highlight it. It's nothing wrong with you. It's actually very healthy that your body is so alive and can produce such intense emotions, because I believe the energy field expands and your emotions can go much further around your body than you can even think.
And I think it's also really important to be aware of this, because this might be the reason why the body just seems stuck in a certain condition, that it just doesn't want to move out of it. No matter how much you try and to how many practitioners you go, it's just not making really this step into well-being, because the body knows, or maybe the subconscious doesn't want you to experience these crazy emotions. That's why it just dials you down. And that might be the reason why you would be stuck. So if you're aware of this, you can also decide, okay, I'm going to step out of this. I will be ready for the whirlwind of emotions, and you're learning today in this video how you can address them, how you can deal with them to regulate your specific nervous system, because you are more fine-tuned, you do perceive more things in the environment and in people.
It can be overwhelming. Nobody understands you. You can't talk to anybody about this because you can maybe feel even for yourself that you are a little bit crazy, but you are not.
For me, from an outside person, I always see it as a really huge gift, somebody that is highly sensitive. But I can understand from what you're telling me and what I've heard from other people that it can be really overwhelming, and just that you feel, I don't want this. I want to be normal. I don't want to be that sensitive.
What can you do about your emotional reactions if you are a highly sensitive person once your body starts to heal, so you don't actually interrupt your healing process? It's very important to welcome these emotions and be ready. You can handle it. Emotion is energy, and for example, anger or any kind of negative emotion is carrying huge amounts of energy. For us in this moment, it's very important to transmute it, transform it, become an alchemist, like for example Dr. Joe teaches. Alchemist is turning basic metals into gold. That has been always done by the greatest mystics. So what you can do is, when the emotions come into your body, or when they are generated in your body, there is a huge amount of energy. Because you know that they are a little more on the destructive side, what works is to realize, I'm not going to do this to myself anymore.
So if you now get into this state that you have a lot of really crazy emotions, and usually one builds on the next, and they're also very destructive often and limiting, what do you do now?
I observe my thoughts. It's the first thing, metacognition, get to know yourself. You have to be aware of every of your thought, because most of them are just trying to build up until you basically burst in emotions.
Yes.
So when you start to catch it in a bud in the beginning, then you will see, okay, here, this is triggering me, okay.
Before they even turn into a dragon, you're already aware of them and you catch yourself, right?
We, as sensitive people, are not dragons, you know.
But the thought can turn into like a dragon, an emotion that can be much bigger than the thought itself.
You have to watch Kung Fu Panda and see there the golden dragon, which you are able to ride. If you are not super 100% in check with your emotions, it's okay, because some of them can slip. So you are in check. And second thing is, you repeat the sentence. Once you notice this emotion, you will just say, I cannot do this to myself anymore. No matter what it is, if your boss is screaming at you or your colleague is a little bit manipulative, doesn't matter what triggers you, it all builds up and ends in your destructive pattern against you.
Yeah, it's very harmful for your body, for yourself.
Yeah, and it's not only for sensitive people, but us highly sensitive people can be very much triggered because we are aware of much more things than other people who are living in their program and in their automatic behaviors. We are very much connected to a lot of things. And maybe I could say that it could be a little bit on autistic spectrum as well, because very much we are connected to a lot of things and a lot of like dimensions as well. So you just repeat to yourself all the time, I cannot do this to myself anymore. And if I analyzed my thoughts lately and my behaviors lately, and I know how I feel and I'm in check with the feeling, then I know that I have to stop it in the way that I say to my brain, I cannot do this to myself anymore. And this is an act of self-love, because sometimes the I love me, I love everything is a little bit more like surface level. But if you know that you are basically harming yourself with this emotion, and you know you're taking your body somewhere and you're basically building up something over the day, and then you are such a mess in the evening, I guarantee you, you will feel much better in your life. It's gonna totally change your life. It has done that for me, and I am different. I am just knowing that now I have control over everything in my life, in like regarding my reactions, my behavior. And if I don't want to do something and I have to or something, I can just change the attitude with this little sentence, I cannot do this to myself anymore. So I just remove the resistance, remove the negative emotions, because the only person in the middle, in the center, all of this is me. And there is like this huge protective layer or the bulb around you, and it's going to protect you for the whole day. This is a very protective sentence for you. So use it and share with us how it helped you.
But emotions are energy in motion. It has to move. We don't want to allow a small emotion turn into a huge trigger that's just going to get bigger and bigger. We need to be aware of it, allow it to flow, but we're not going to make a dragon out of it. We don't give it this power.
Because the bigger it will get, the harder it is to stop. I know what I'm talking about because I'm a very emotional, passionate woman, and I believe that all women know what I'm talking about, and also men probably.
I just remembered something extremely interesting about a book that I'm reading, because you said that you need to deal or process your emotions, and there are a lot of them that are just stored somewhere within you. I'm reading this book, Journeys Out of Body, from Robert Monroe. He's very popular and famous in the personal development community and out-of-body experiences. And he was sharing about his times when he was visiting the other world, like the non-physical world where we also go when we pass, that there is no containment of our emotions anymore. We can't suppress our emotions like we learn here already from an early childhood. You can't react like this, you can't be like this, you can't scream like that. We have to always suppress it and contain it and store it in a small box, sometimes in our gut, right? And when we pass over to the other world, there is no containment. There is just the free flow of this energy, and it can feel very much like what you explained as a highly sensitive person, that it's just gonna expand so much and it feels like it's gonna burst open and you don't have control over it anymore. So it's really important that we're doing our work with our emotions here while we're on this planet, because once we pass over to the other side, they anyways need to be addressed. And it's often the negative emotions, the fear, the anxiety, the worry, the anger that are just building up over our lifetime. But when you're a highly sensitive person, when you start to feel like you're recovering, your energy is coming back, and you have this whirlwind of emotion, it's really good to be aware of it, aware of the emotion, what is it doing, where is it, and then say the sentence that Petra said, I can't do this to myself. Because if you're allowing yourself to do this, then you're just gonna build up something really extremely strong and big that you can't control anymore later.
I know that it sounds very simple, and it is very simple, and it should be maybe more sophisticated for the mind to have like a little book to read, but you just use this sentence and your life is gonna turn around. So I'm sure this is going to help you. It's just one thing which you have to say to yourself all the time as a confirmation of you putting yourself first so you can be shining for others.
Thank you so much for being with us today, and if you would like to share some more time with us, we also have this video here for you next.